Hi, thanks for joining us. This is a series of videos by kids and for kids in which you'll learn many ways to be polite. Being polite's important. Being polite helps you get along with other children and with adults. Being polite isn't something just for special occasions or something you use every once in a while. Being polite's important every day. Watch and learn, and when you're through, you can say,
I'm proud to be polite!
Hi, my name is Grayson.
And my name is Charlie. We're going to tell you about being polite.
Being polite is important. Being polite is a good way to make friends and to have a good time.
We're
proud to be polite. I like to have friends, don't you? Friends are fun. This program is about making friends, and the first step in making friends is in meeting them. Like right now, we are meeting each other for the very first time. I'm here and you're there. Nice to meet you. Making friends and meeting people for the very first time can be kind of scary unless you know what to do. So we're going to teach you things that will help. Okay, now there are certain things you just do when you meet someone. First, look in their eyes and say your name clearly and smile. Let's talk about looking people in the eyes. Imagine if Charlie had started this show a different way. What if he didn't look you in the eye?
I'm Charlie and I'm proud to be polite.
Not very good, is it? Well, that looks better. But what if he didn't speak clearly and you couldn't hear him like this?
I'm Charlie and I'm proud to be polite.
Nope, that won't work either. You gotta speak up.
I am Charlie and I'm proud to be polite.
Oh my gosh, that's not good either. You need to smile, smile, smile when you meet someone. Hi, my name is Grayson.
And my name is Charlie. We're going to tell you about being polite.
Being polite is important. Being polite is a good way to make friends and to have a good time.
We're proud to be polite.
So see how easy it is? All you gotta do is look in the person's eyes, say your name clearly, and smile, all at the same time. Piece of cake. Now you practice. Find a partner. Look them in the eye. Say your name clearly, like this. Hi, I'm Grayson. And smile. Great! You can do the same thing if you are in front of a group. You can look them in the eye. You can speak clearly and smile. Even teachers do these same things. And parents. We're ready to go to the next step. Handshakes. Handshakes are good ways to greet people when you first meet them. You see people doing them all the time. First, everyone hold up their right hand. Now, bring your hand down. Okay, and zoom. Ta-da! Then you give 2 firm shakes. 1, 2, and let go. Not too hard, not too soft, not too many shakes. Shake just right. Now there will be other times you won't shake hands. Sometimes you or the other person might have a hurt hand, or they might be too shy to shake hands. Or maybe you and your new friend just don't feel like shaking hands. That's okay. Okay. Now, what if you have 2 friends and they don't know each other, but you know they would have a good time? What do? You introduce them. And what if your grandmother came to the school to visit your classroom and you passed the principal? What might you do? Introduce them. So let's talk about introducing people to each other. When you introduce people, you say their names and tell them something about each other so that they can become friends faster. When you are introduced, first say, "Nice to meet you," and then repeat the person's name. The other person says, "Nice to meet you," and says your name.
Hi, Ms. Davis. Let me introduce you to my Grandma Charlene Chapman. Grandma, let me introduce you to my principal, Mrs. Davis.
Mrs. Davis, it's a pleasure meeting you.
Oh, it's so nice to meet you, Mrs. Chapman.
Thank you.
The last thing you do when you finish talking with a person, you say goodbye. Sounds easy. Say goodbye. And what's even better is when you say the person's name again.
It was nice to meet you.
It was certainly nice to meet you, too. Do come again sometime.
Well, I've got to get back to class. Nice meeting you, Katura. Nice meeting you too, Megan.
Bye, Megan. Nice seeing you.
So nice to meet you, Mrs. Davis. You have a lovely school.
Thank you. It was so nice of you to come, and you have a fine grandson there.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye-bye now.
See how easy it is? Now that I know how to meet people, I don't feel as shy, and making friends is easier. Bye. It was nice meeting you.
Hi, this is my school, Meadowfield Elementary. There are a lot of people in this school, adults and children, boys and girls, many different kinds of people.
If we want to have friends and a nice place to learn and enjoy school, then we need to be respectful. Being respectful means taking care of the school building, the playground, and the many things we need at school. Being respectful of people means listening to them, being kind to them, and being polite to them.
Can you imagine how hard it would be to learn if we didn't have respect?
And how was your day at school today?
Well, Susie wouldn't play with me, and Tyrone called me names, and Billy pushed me down.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Bring me my coat. Respect is treating others the way you want to be treated.
That's right! Listen to me! Yeah! You wouldn't want anyone to call you names, would you? No! You wouldn't want anyone to hurt you, would you? No! You wouldn't want anyone to make fun of you, would you? No! You wouldn't want anyone to mess up your playground, would you? No! Well, treat things with respect. Yeah!
Not everyone knows how to be respectful. Some children and even some adults are not always sure how to show their respect. Some people might do things that are disrespectful to get other people to laugh, and some people do laugh. But when someone does or says things that are mean and hurt people's feelings or damage things that belong to all of us, that's not funny. That's disrespectful. I'm going to show you some different scenes, and I want you to see if you can find the person who is the respectful person and the person who isn't.
I wonder what would happen if we poked it with a stick.
I don't want to do that because that wouldn't be respectful to a pet.
Do you have a second CD?
Hi, guys.
Are you going to the soccer game this weekend?
Hey, would you like to look in Mary's cubby and go through her things?
Well, that's not respectful. Maybe she don't want us to do that.
Let's stick all these paper towels in the commode and make it overflow.
Yeah, then we could get out really fast where nobody could catch us.
I wouldn't do that. It will make a big mess.
Being respectful and showing respect is our way of helping each other. And if everybody is helping each other, then you know what? That means someone will be helping you too.
Well, the results are in for our polite words popularity poll. One of the most polite words is please. Say this word when you are asking for something, like,
Can you please help me open up the door? Please, may I borrow the glue?
Who can tell me what you do when an adjective ends with a consonant and a Y?
Me!
Please raise your hand. Please raise your hand.
Okay.
Another polite word is thank you. You say this when someone has done something for you, like,
Thank you for opening up the door. Thank you for letting me use your glue.
You're welcome. Thank you for raising your hand.
and then there's the ever popular excuse me.
Can you help with my homework?
Yes. Excuse me. Excuse me.
These are good words to learn. Please, thank you, and excuse me. But how you say them is important too. What if you said those very same words, but you said them like this?
Please, can I? Ha ha.
Thanks for nothing.
Thanks. I already have one of these.
Excuse me?
Excuse me.
There are lots of polite words you can use when you talk to people. Watch and see if you can pick the polite words. When someone does a good job or wins something, what do you say?
Congratulations.
Way to go!
Good job.
Yes!
Anyone could have done that. What's the big deal?
When someone is having trouble with something, what can you say?
Can I help you with that? Do you need any help?
I'll get it. Well, you pay me. I'm not doing that for nothing.
If you didn't understand what someone said, what do you say?
I beg your pardon?
Pardon me?
Huh?
What? What do you want?
And if you hurt someone, hurt their body or hurt their feelings, what can you say?
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. Let me help you. Oh, excuse me. Let me go get someone.
You sure do get your feelings hurt easily. Don't be such a crybaby.
And think about what you say to someone when you leave them.
See ya.
Later. Bye. Nice to meet you.
Sometimes people don't know the right words to say. They use bad language. They call people names. They think it makes them look strong, but it doesn't. It makes them seem weak. We're not going to use language like that, right? But when someone does, here's what you can do. Number 1, tell the person you don't like it. Say stop. Number 2, get away. Or number 3, get help.
You know what we call people with red hair like you? What? Carrot top. Yeah, carrot top, carrot top, carrot top, carrot top.
If someone is calling you names, first, tell them you don't like it. Tell them to stop. Look the person right in the eye and be serious. If they use bad language, tell the person you don't care for the language they are using.
Carrot top. Stop it. I don't like being called that. Carrot top, carrot top. I'm going to go tell an adult.
4 eyes.
Look like bottom of bottles.
Look like headlights.
Yeah.
Stop it. I don't like being called names.
But if that doesn't work, the next thing you do is walk away. Move on. Those are people who don't make you feel good anyway. What kind of friends are they? And keep on walking. If the bad language and the name-calling continue, then get help. Tell someone else. When you can't seem to solve the problem, go to an adult, like your teachers, and tell them what is happening, and that you need their help. Now you know polite words you can use, and I hope you use polite words a lot, because they work. They make life better. I've enjoyed being with you. Goodbye.
Hi there. In this show, we're going to talk about interruptions and listening. And what is it?
Can I use your pencil?
Yes, it's over there on my desk.
Okay, I got it.
Where was I? Oh, yes. We were going to talk about interruptions and listening.
Is it over here on your desk?
Interruptions.
Yes! Now that person was interrupting me and wasn't listening very well when I tried to tell him where the pencil was. Knowing how to interrupt is an important thing for kids to know. Some parents and teachers talk the longest. Then they fuss at you for interrupting when you have been waiting as hard as you can. They say you're being rude. But most of the time, no one wants to be rude on purpose. So to get their attention and be polite and not rude, what you do is quietly go up to the person and wait for them to stop talking. If they don't stop talking quickly, wait for a time when their talking becomes a little slow. Then you say, "Excuse me."
Excuse me, may I use the bathroom? Excuse me, may I get some water?
Yes, you may.
Excuse me, I'm done now. Do you need any more help?
Yes.
Don't pull or tap on the person's sleeve or try to get their attention by saying, "Excuse me, excuse me, excuse me." Just wait. After you're done saying what you need to say, it is also polite for you to thank the person for letting you interrupt. They didn't have to, but they did, so thank them. Of course, in an emergency, you always interrupt. An emergency is when someone is hurt or something really important needs to be said. But to ask for more cookies or get a drink of water, that's not really an emergency. So you can politely wait a moment for your teachers, friends, or parents to finish their conversation. You follow the same ideas when you knock on a closed door. If a door is closed, then you knock and wait to hear a come in before you open the door. That lets the person know that you respect them. There's that respect word again.
Listening.
When you talk to someone, you like to feel like what you are saying to them is important. You like to feel like they're listening to what you are saying. Everybody feels that way. So it is important to listen. Watch these children and check if they are really listening.
Now, boys and girls, remember we're having our math test tomorrow. It's going to be on
Such a
addition.
pretty day, and it's
Don't
almost
forget
lunchtime.
about regrouping. All right, is everyone ready for the test?
What did you say about that problem you had in the cafeteria this morning? I understand it was not your fault, that Kevin did it.
But I didn't do it. Kevin did it.
Sweetheart, I understand that it was not your fault. I just said that. Are you not listening to me?
When you want to tell someone something and you want the person to really listen, you should look into the person's eyes. Say the person's name to get their attention, and then say what you want to tell the person. Well, that's all for this show. Remember, the way you talk and interrupt and the way you listen lets other people know what you are like. It lets them know you think they are important. So until next time, goodbye.
Excuse me. Sorry.
I like to eat, don't you? Sometimes I get to set the table, but sometimes I forget how. I figured out an easy way to remember though. Put the fork on the left because the word left has 4 letters, L-E-F-T. And the word fork has 4 letters, F-O-R-K. See, here it is. The fork goes on the left and the spoon goes on the right. Gee, I wonder. S-P-O-O-N has 5 letters. And the word right, R-I-G-H-T, has 5 letters. Oh, look, the word spoon and the word right both have 5 letters. So the spoon goes on the right, just like the knife, K-N-I-F-E, 5 letters. It goes on the right. Sometimes, though, you don't have a fork or a spoon. You have this, part spoon and part fork. It's called a spork. And instead of plates and table setting like this, you would have a tray, like this. There are manners for eating. You know why? Because you are sharing a meal. No, not sharing your food, but sharing the meal. The time you spend eating, you share with other people. Sharing the time and having good table manners. When people eat together, it is important that they are nice to each other and don't make too much noise. It helps our bodies digest the food better, and it's more fun that way. When the teacher lets us, I like to talk to my friends. But it's hard to talk to someone who doesn't know how to eat, who talks with their mouth open, who crouches over their food and shovels it in, who screams and talks loudly. The meal is more enjoyable when a person remembers to take small bites, chew with their mouth closed, and eat slowly. Wait until you finish your food before you talk again. Sit up straight and speak in a regular tone of voice. Having good table manners includes knowing how to hold your spoon or fork. You hold a spoon or a fork a lot like you would a pencil. And your napkin belongs in your lap. Before you start eating, unfold the napkin and put it in your lap. Don't use your napkin to throw at people or to blow your nose. It is to wipe your mouth. When you want to use the napkin, use one hand to pick it up and wipe your mouth. There will be times when somebody makes a mess, maybe spills something or breaks a glass. Some people get food caught in their braces. And while it doesn't look nice, try to be nice. Don't make fun. Keep the mood at the table pleasant. Sometimes you may share your meal with adults. Maybe you'll be invited to sit at the principal's table. Or maybe someone's mom or dad will come to eat lunch with your class. Try to think of things to talk about with the grown-ups. Ask them about their job, or tell them about something you are studying in school. They will probably ask you some questions, so you can just answer them. There are many different types of table settings, from simple to not so simple. You'll do okay if you remember your table manners. Make the meal a pleasant experience for everyone. Bye, and happy eating.
Have you ever traded places? Maybe you sat in the back seat going someplace, but on the way back, you traded places and sat in the front seat. Or you would pretend you were the teacher and your friend was the student, and you traded places, and your friend was the teacher and you were the student. Can you think of some other times when you can trade places?
Please come to the office. Our visitor is here.
Oh, that'll be Miss Humphries. She's come to tell our class about her job. I'm going to walk her to my class.
Sometimes, to be polite, we will trade places being guest and host. Right now, I'm the host for Miss Humphries, and she is our guest. Miss Humphries doesn't know anything about our school or where anything is. I will help her by introducing myself, letting her know that I am her host, and welcoming her to our school. I help her find her way and talk to her so she will feel comfortable and know that she is with friendly people. I let her know where the bathroom is. I might show her some of our classes are in the hallway. I tell her where to put her coat. Little things like that make her feel at home. I introduce her to the others and tell her where she can sit. See how she is acting? She is being nice and friendly. She is not messing with the teacher's books or touching anything that is not hers. She doesn't interrupt others when they talk. She doesn't complain that her chair is too small for her. She is being a good guest. And the children are being good hosts. See how they sit up and pay attention? They listen to what she is saying. This makes Miss Humphries feel important. It makes her feel glad that she came to visit.
Would you children like to come see my office?
Yes!
When we we go visit Miss Humphries' work, we have traded places with her. Now Miss Humphries is the host, and we are the guests. When you go to someone else's class and you go to the door, you are a guest. So you knock and wait. If there's no answer, maybe there's no one there, or maybe it's not a good time for your host. Don't try to listen in on what they're doing. Just don't go in. But if they open the door and greet you and invite you in, then it's okay. You should wait to be invited in. When it is time for you to leave, be sure to say a nice goodbye. Tell your host you enjoyed being there. You can write a thank you note if you like later. Or if you've traded places and you're the host, when your guest leaves, say a nice goodbye and thank them for coming to visit.
Being a good guest or being a good host is a way to make visiting people or having people over to visit a happy and fun time. And now, this program is over. Thank you for watching our show. I enjoyed the time we spent together. Goodbye.
We just had a guest come speak at our class about her job. Her name was Miss Humphries. I want her to know that we really appreciate her coming to our class. See? Our whole class is sending thank you notes to Miss Humphries, and she sent us a thank you note too. She wanted to thank us for inviting her. Whenever you feel like you want to say thank you to a friend, then you can write a thank you note. A thank you note can be on plain white paper, or it can be on fancy paper. You can design a border, draw something, or paste pictures out of a magazine. Leave enough room so you can write on it. In the upper right-hand corner, write the date. Then over to the left side of the paper, write Dear and the person's name, like Dear Miss Humphries. Then write your thank you. On my note to Miss Humphries, I wrote, Thank you for coming to my school. I enjoyed hearing about your work. Please come again, and sign your name. Fold it so you can put it in an envelope, and then address the envelope. To address an envelope, you write the person's address in the middle. Write your address in the upper left corner, and put a stamp in the upper right corner. Then you put it in the mailbox. A thank you note is a way to show your appreciation. When a person receives a thank you note, the person feels special. You can send a thank you note anytime. You can send one for being invited to a party. You can send one for a gift you are given. You can send a thank you note for something nice your teacher or principal or guidance counselor did for you. You can send one to a visitor who came to your class. A thank you note is one of the nicest ways to say two of the nicest words. Thank you. Bye, and thank you for joining me.
In this program, we'll talk about manners in public places, places where you go as a group. We'll talk about getting ready, going there, and how you act when you arrive. If we want to get from here, point A, to there, point B, it's not that difficult. But what if there are a bunch of people all together? Now it's harder for all of us to move at the same time. There are polite ways that help a bunch of people move at the same time, and polite ways a crowd of people can do the same thing at the same time. Let me show you some of these ways.
One way to be polite when you are in a group of people is to help others with the door. If you are walking in a line, the teacher might ask for the first person and the last person to help opening and closing doors. One way is to walk in lines. This helps groups of people move through the doors and on and off buses. It helps the teachers see all the children at once to make sure everyone is okay. Another way is having a buddy. Everyone finds a buddy and they watch each other to make sure no one gets lost. A polite way for a crowd of people to act is to try and be still and move at the same speed the crowd moves. Otherwise, you can accidentally push someone. Keep your voices quiet so that you can hear instructions from your leader. Otherwise, the whole crowd might start shouting, and then it gets way too loud. When groups of people walk on a sidewalk or in a hallway, it helps if you walk on your right side. This is the same rule cars follow. They always drive on the driver's right side. Being polite is especially important when a group of people are on something moving, like a school bus. When a group of people ride on a bus to a field trip, they should have good bus manners. No kicking the backs of other seats. No throwing things at each other. No talking loud. No tripping, pulling, or pushing. It really makes the bus driver nervous, and that's not safe. If you and a group of people are planning to go somewhere, it is a good idea to see if you need to go to the bathroom first. Later, it might not be easy to find a bathroom, so try to go when you have the chance. And when taking turns using a bathroom, it is polite to stand in line outside the door. Speak in your soft voice. Don't tell anyone to hurry up. When you are at a place where there is a really big group of people, like a sports game, be respectful of others. Be still in your seat so the people behind you can see. If the crowd says the Pledge of Allegiance or sings the national anthem, take off your hat and put your hand on your chest. If the crowd says a prayer, it is polite to bow your head.
Remember, when you and your classmates go somewhere, you represent your school. That means people who want to know what kind of school you go to will look at how you act. And they will say, oh, that's what kind of school that is. So you want to be polite and make a good impression.
This is our playground where we play and have fun. A lot of children play out here all at the same time. With all the running and shouting, it can be noisy, but that's okay. We can still have fun as long as everyone remembers to treat each other with respect. That's how you can be a good sport. One good way to keep fun in your playing is to say nice things to each other, like, good job, good try, congratulate the winners, and say something nice to the other team. It's not polite to laugh or boo at others if they make a mistake or don't play very well. And keep fighting out of your playing. It's a whole lot more fun. Be honest and truthful when you play. If you see other children lie or cheat in a game, then tell them how it makes you feel. And if that doesn't work, then tell an adult. A game is just for having fun, even if you make a mistake, even if you aren't on the team you want. Just keep trying and having fun. No one should ask you to do more. Sometimes you play by yourself, and sometimes you play as part of a team. When someone else is the leader of the team or the coach, then you be sure to listen to what they say. Everyone has to help each other. When you are the leader, everyone should listen to your coaching. Be fair and help them work as a team. Take turns. Try to make sure everyone gets the chance to play. Winning is fun, but it is important to help others play along too. That way, everyone can win together. That is a lot more fun. If you are the one left out, or if you don't get to play what you want, or your team is losing, try not to pout or cry. You'll get another chance. Wear a happy face and do your best all the way to the end of the game. And if, when you're playing, you are doing really good, and maybe you make a big score, you can show your happiness, but don't be a show-off. If you or your team loses, be nice to the winners. If you or your team wins, then be nice to those who did not win. When the game is over, shake hands with the other players. If you are trying to win a game, try hard, but don't overdo it. Be careful and be safe in your play. Be careful around smaller children. Be careful around people who are not playing your game and may not be paying attention. And take care of yourself. Always wear protective equipment like helmets or pads when you should. Be respectful of your equipment and where you play. Keep the playground nice. Pick up litter. Take care of the equipment that you use. Some of these things are used over and over by thousands of children, so they need to be taken care of if you want them to stay in good condition. When you are someplace watching other people play, then mind your manners. Be still during the Pledge of Allegiance. Stay in your seat. Be respectful of the other team. If someone on the other team gets hurt and they are taken off the field, then you clap your hands for them to show you appreciate how hard they tried. If your side loses, let your team know that it's okay and you still like how hard they tried. Games and playgrounds are for having fun. And when you are respectful and polite to the people with whom you are playing with, then you are being a good sport. And good sports have the most fun of all.
I'm 8 years old, and already I know lots and lots of people. I probably know hundreds and hundreds of people. People of all ages and sizes and shapes and colors and abilities. When I meet someone new, I like to know all about them. I want to know if they like the same thing I like. I like to know where they live and if they have any brothers or sisters. And if the person is different from me in some way, like if they can't see, or if the person is a different skin color, or if the person uses crutches or leg braces, or if the person has a different religion. I wonder what it's like. When you become the person's friend, you can find out more about them. It could be that the person's life is just like yours, or maybe the person's life is very different from yours. It could be that you make a wonderful discovery of a very interesting person. You never know what a new friend is going to be like. When you see someone you think looks different, look at them in their eyes and talk to them just like you would with anyone else. Don't stare at the person. It will make them feel uncomfortable, and it's rude. You might meet someone that has a disability. If your friend can't see well and uses a cane or thick glasses, you can help them find their way. Let them take your elbow and walk slowly. Tell them if they come to a step, up or down. If the person cannot hear, they may not speak too clearly, and instead use sign language. You'll want to face them so they can see your lips move. If your friend is in a wheelchair, offer to help. Children from all over the world come to our school. They may worship in a different way. They may eat different foods. They may dress differently. They may celebrate different holidays. Ask these children questions about themselves. You might learn a whole lot of interesting things and make some good friends. Even if we are different from one another, inside we have the same types of feelings.
Manners help us get along so that we can still be different and still be polite to one another.
So be polite to other people, all different types of people.
It is the nicest way to be. And besides, polite people have the most fun. Bye.